Hello. Just opening early until I get an actual, like, pre-stream screen. I'm gonna have to open it early. 5 minutes only. Okay, hold on. Just gonna make sure I upload stuff. You mean offline as always. Alright, how do I wonder if I can even give a thumbnail to my stream. Does anyone know how to add a thumbnail? Or will it just live stream whatever's there? I guess you can only do it afterwards. Okay, hold on, I'm gonna upload some stuff. Oops. How's the audio sound? I'm gonna assume it's alright. Until someone complains. Just uploading stuff to Twitter and Blue Sky. I'm a little tired today, so I'll be kind of quiet. I'll do my best to pay attention, though. And share what I'm doing. Hold on. Hello. I'm just waiting till 12 to start. Absol. Okay. So I'm gonna start off by yeah, so preemptively saying I'm quite tired. So I'm gonna be quite quiet, but I'll still be able to answer questions and I'll be voicing or, you know, try to explain what I'm doing while I'm going along with it. I'm going to be drawing the Dark Suit style Absol Z today. Probably won't finish it in the stream, but you'll be able to see the final version on Patreon anyway, so. And then it'll come out in a month after that to Twitter, Blue Sky, Pixo, wherever else I am. That would be pretty much what's going on today. Nothing crazy. In case anyone's wondering, the soundtrack I've decided to play today is the FTL soundtrack, Faster Than Light. One of my favorite games. Pretty cool. Okay. So last time I was just lining stuff, and honestly, lining stuff is, like, pretty boring for me. I don't know how many artists do this, but typically I use the lasso tool to fill in, the flats first. Because it's clean. It's a lot cleaner than using a pen. I also timed it once. I timed the, I timed lasso versus, pen filling in on the same drawing. And I believe it was a few minutes slower, but a lot cleaner, which saves work later. So, after that point, I just kept doing the lasso. Would recommend it overall. No matter what your art style really is. Abel. The color you fill in really doesn't, it doesn't matter. But usually something dark enough against the background or that lets you see what you filled in is good. What am I looking at here? What's up with the hair? I think it's like this. And that's fur? What did I do there? Yeah, something that contrasts against the canvas. That's what you want to use. There's some people who like to throw in a gray, and honestly, I think I like the gray more anyway. And then you can just, like, darker color. It's easier on the eyes. Apple. Really no point being clean here. I can't figure out what I did here. I hate when that happens. Like, it looks like I did something, that's for sure. Oh, no, wait, that's it. Okay, so this is the back fur. This is the front of the back fur, and that's the back. Okay. Okay, that was confusing. That was extremely confusing. Like, this is just a confusing section. We draw in creatures. Drawing Absol. No, there's no earring on the... There's only an earring on the horn. I'm pretty sure what I did here is I'll show you. This is a part of the hair. that goes down. This is a part of the fur in the front. And then the back is probably a part of the entire section here. I think that's what I did. Creature incapable of thinking. Yeah, that's me, actually. Currently, the creature incapable of thinking is me. Huh? Yes, drawing the funny, very funny. Ooh. Okay. Okay, wait. Set art category and give the stream a description. Hold on. Let me figure it out. Uh, you know what's funny? I don't even use Twitch to like watch anything. So this is quite literally I just started streaming on it without really looking into it. I just hope I'd figure it out on the way. The first hurdle is going to be finding out how to change my stream description. Okay, wait, I think I found it. That's the key. You don't want to share that. Let me see if chat is helping. Nope. Not yet. Okay. What? Yeah, I'm sure I'll get used to it. I'm sure I'll get used to streaming on Twitch. Where do you change this? I swear I saw it when I was offline, which is funny, and now I just don't know where it is. A stream manager? Oh, it's totally stream manager. It's gotta be stream manager. Okay. Edit stream info. There we go. Title. Let me grab the schedule. Where's my schedule? I know where my schedule is. I'm just talking to myself. What? Where am I? Okay. There's so much UI to get used to. There's just so much. Edit pen. Okay. Now my schedule is missing. Sure. You crave the voices in my head. There's a lot of them, so that's good. Not analytics, not community, content, nope. Moderation, absolutely not. You can do it in OBS? Oh my goodness. Okay. There's too many options. Oh, okay, I found my schedule. And then we'll put it... yeah, there. Sure, that's fine. Category, art. Tags. English. Art. Artist. Art full caps. Artist gamer. Okay. We'll do Pokemon though, because it is Pokemon. That's good. I think I found it. Good morning. Or good afternoon for me. Alright, back to this. Can you put a thumbnail for streams? I think I asked earlier, but there's like 4 people total here. So... yeah. "6 days a week? You're gonna lock me in— why would— I don't want you as a Twitch manager if you're gonna lock me in a basement and make me stream 6 days a week. That's not how you get the job." Hello. New person. Yo. Unlimited Subway? No. I don't want unlimited Subway. Why is there a bump there? What did I do? Is that just what I did? Oh, it's a mistake. Okay. Okay, yeah. That makes sense. I don't want sandwiches for the rest of my life. I'm sorry. That's why I said no to Subway. If you stream 7 days a week for an entire year, you unlock a new skill tree. What skill tree do you get? What do you unlock? Unemployment skill tree. Yeah, that adds up. Depression 2. You get to prestige your no-lifing. You multiply the amount of I don't know, nothingness. I mean, if you multiply nothing by something, you still get nothing, so never mind. I don't know. Twitch partner, you get— no. Twitch partner's easier to get than that. I looked at it. It's 75 viewers on average for 6 days, and you need to stream 6 times a month, I believe. I don't remember the rest of the qualifications. Maybe 100 followers or something. Wow, you get more zeros on your account, but in front with the yeah, that's great. With a decimal. It looks bigger, but it's worthless nothing. Multiplied. It's great. I guess that is the best way to represent multiplying nothing by something. What do you get at Depression 5? Is that max level? You get a hug at Depression 4? Wouldn't that stop the depression? No, it wouldn't. Of course not. Has anyone worked on their happiness skill tree? Or is everyone still at level, like, 0? I'm glad some of you are actually focusing on your happiness skill tree rather than your depression skill tree. There's a happy skill tree? Yeah. Yeah. Happy skill tree is paid DLC. That is extremely true and unfortunate. How are we on this Sunday? What do people do on Sundays? Whimsy, the Whimsy tree requires ascension, I'm sorry. We're tired. Chilling day? Yeah, it is a chilling day. Writing an essay? Ew. Ooh, you gotta censor that word too. For me. Big chilling, bing, yeah. It's gonna last 3 hours. I'm not sure how alive I'll be able to keep it, but I'll do my best. Yes. Regardless, people can watch me work on this piece and then, yep. I'll probably finish the rest off stream. Again, I specifically timed doing, yeah, using lasso tool coloring. And yeah, it's pretty much the same, except it's just cleaner. So, would recommend switching. It might even be faster for me now since I was just trying it back then. In general, getting used to the selection tool is extremely important, especially for shading and higher level rendering. Lasso selection, general selection, color selection. That doesn't mean you should know how, it just means you need to try it and see what it does. That's a lot of tools and art programs. You just kind of gotta try it and see what it does and see what you can do with it, rather than go like, oh, I need to be good immediately. Focus on the learning more than the stress. What's really funny is, like, last night I was trying to go to bed, right? I was like, okay, taking melatonin, make sure I can sleep on time so I can be ready for the stream. I did all of that right, and then I pinched a nerve. And I couldn't sleep properly. And it sucked. I haven't pinched a nerve ever. It's expected. Or muscle tension, something like that. Gone now, but it deprived me of my sleep. No, in the shoulder. I pinched it in the shoulder. My nerves were all screwy all night. It was really annoying. I was wondering if it was in the neck, but it seems like it was just... It's not. It wasn't in the neck. Yeah, pain sucks, and that's because I'm, I don't know what the joke is here. It'd be loving pain for being N12, I don't even, loving pain and being tall, not loving pain but being tall but not as tall. I don't understand. Something about telling a story about pinching a nerve while doing and undoing the lasso fill tool is funny. Yeah, I mean, both suck. The most boring part about art is probably filling in the, for me at least, it's filling in everything. It's so boring. It makes me want to go to sleep. I already want to go to sleep. Not really, actually. I'm just tired. I don't feel like sleeping. But this doesn't help. It's almost done though, so it's okay. Yeah, so using the selection tool to draw, or specifically fill in colors, is a lot cleaner than using a brush. That's about it. It's about as fast. But the cleanliness of your flats makes a lot of other things easier. So overall, it's a time saver, and also just, well, yeah, lets you select pieces more easily. Okay, so that's the flats done, and then you just like toss on a color, like any of the colors that you're gonna end up using. I'm gonna go grab another file really quickly. Wait, no, I can't show this file. Hold on. Alright, hold on, I got this. I know how to do this. Okay, we go here. Pull that out. Now you'll never see it. No, it's a Patreon file. It's time. I just don't want to show people ahead of time. That's why. What were you thinking? I'm trying to color pick from the previous ones. Okay, and then this opens on the right tab. Perfect. Okay, so and I grab the flat colors from this one. And then I can do this. Fill in with one color. It's kind of blue. I didn't expect it to be so blue. Why are you blue? And purple. Purple. Purple is in. Some of the Unite costumes are really, special. You'll probably see one of the funnier ones later next week. I'm just curious, is anyone aware of what we're doing on Tuesday? Or are we just relying on me to ping for streams? I'm playing games on Thursday, not Tuesday. I'm just wondering if anyone remembers what we're doing on Tuesday. You could also check if you wanted. I'm just curious if people actually remember. That's just all I'm curious about. Yes, I remember. Of course I remember. I'm looking forward to it. Do I remember what we're doing on Thursday? Yes. Of course. What is February? Shut up. Shut up. Never mind. Shut up. No. Shut up. I'm glad I didn't finish that sentence. No. We're not doing... That's not real. February 31st is not real. What we're doing today? No. Not really. I already forgot. Hi, I'm doing great today. Relatively. Very tired, but honestly pretty good otherwise for being this tired. Yeah, we're doing banners. At least deciding what the banner's gonna be. Probably gonna discuss other things too. It's gonna be more interactive. I wanna plan emojis. I wanna talk about other things I can do for the channel. I started I already drew a sketch for an actual VTuber layout. Not sure when I'll be able to actually try that, but I have the sketch of the design and everything out, or ready to color. Some stuff. Lots of work in progresses. Everyone knows ours can work best on 4 hours of. The banner stuff. Emojis. That's what's going on Tuesday. And more discussion about other things that can be done. Yes. Maybe maybe some requests too. We'll see. We'll see what I can do or what I want to do. A lot more like I said, more interactive, less lax than the current stream. This one's just about not just about, but more technical. You can ask questions. I encourage any artistic questions actually. The hat's covering the forehead button. Can't wait for the day we'll have 67 people on stream. Okay. Alright. That will not die. I'm totally not encouraging it. Can't wait to get to the shading part. Shading part's really cool because, it just looks like a mess, and then I just turn it into not a mess. I can't really explain how, but it just happens. Hello. Thank you. Yes, I appreciate the compliment and the follow. Thank you. Artistic question. What do you find most enjoyable and what do you find most difficult about your process? I find usually the rendering part to be the most enjoyable. And the most difficult is probably... what's the most difficult part? I think the most enjoyable and the most difficult part might be the exact same. I think I really enjoy rendering, and it's also the hardest. Everything else is boring, but then arguably, I mean, like, boring is harder for me because I just don't feel like doing it. Sniper. What I really like about rendering specifically is that I'm trying to figure out exactly how to enhance the piece bit by bit, and it starts to look really good. I just like when it starts to look really good too. Usually I'm already aware of what the piece will look like whenever I'm done the sculler, wow, color sketch. The sketch of the colors, you know, like the draft. I don't know what a sculler is. I'll let you know when I find out. Oh, did the music stop? Yes, it did. There we go. Yeah, the button on Absol's forehead is the power off button. I have a silly comic actually, somewhere where it's actually just a self-destruct button. I don't know where it is, but I did. It's just Absol blowing up after someone touches the forehead. I need to pull up a reference for the dark suit style. Hold on. Okay, it's just more black. Black on black on black. Maybe I'll make it darker. That's red. Why are you red? Okay, let's see. Is that... I'm kind of just comparing the shades. Hmm. Could also make it white. I'm gonna fill it in with black, and then I'm gonna make it white and see if I like it better. I'm making it easier to stay on the colors here, and I'm using a separate layer because I want to edit the colors easily without messing anything up. Shaw? It's a hat. I don't know what kind of hat it is, but it is a hat. Shambles. Shaw Shambles. Hornets and Shambles. Yeeshaw. The unsuspecting Western Hornet. Interesting. It looks like I added rings on the back legs, but that's not actually in the main design. I'm gonna go change that. Don't know why I did that. I'm trying to make it more accurate, and unless it's, I'm not gonna make it inaccurate unless it looks objectively way worse. I don't like sacrificing accuracy in most cases. Did I draw that on the... No, I didn't. Okay, we're good. I thought I drew it on the wrong layer. I don't really run into wrong layer issues often. I think it's just the first time I was nervous, and then this time I'm tired. Also, usually I merge layers and just kind of roll with it anyway, so it doesn't matter. I have files where they go up to maybe 20 layers, but I usually merge them so they don't really go above that much for long unless I'm reserving or duplicating to make sure I don't make a mistake. Or I can go back to a previous version, or I use the selection layer. So really, I don't really have more than like 10 active layers on at once. I used to have a very hard time keeping track of layers, now I don't. I don't know, probably because I'm, I don't know, more experienced. I'm not really sure exactly. Okay, so that feels too dark. No, I still kind of like the darkness, actually. I'll try white, but I think I prefer the dark. Having that many layers out is just so stressful. And you gotta merge them, and then you realize you did one really important thing on one layer. I'd just rather merge it all and just ball. You're allowed to be late. It's alright to be late. Yeah, I think I prefer it as dark. I'm curious if I can desaturate it though a bit more. Maybe make it bluer. I think I actually prefer the slightly warm shade here. Yeah, usually I don't merge lines until I'm ready to render. Very easy to tell when I merge colors, flats I mean, with the line layer before rendering, so I don't really run into that issue. Because typically if I accidentally merge the two and then I go like this, oh, I merged the two and then I go like this, I can already tell immediately what I've done wrong here. you ever tried using you guys ever try using or doing yellow art? Using yellow? Yellow's like frustrating to balance when it comes to shading. It's a special color. Dark yellow is an evil color. It's awful. I'm sorry, Shay. I know you like I know you like yellow, but it's it's a very sensitive color when it comes to shading. Most people just try to throw orange on it or orange shading to make it work, but I mean, I find it pretty, I don't know, I prefer to actually apply environment colors directly and just like it is more accurate. Usually it looks decent, and using orange is a bit generic, so I don't always use it. Although it is a very simple way, an easy way to get the color looking right. So maybe the problem is green, because usually when you make yellow dark, it ends up looking green, and you're like, why are you green now? And honestly, I don't feel like people use green that often for shading and stuff, because green, maybe green is the culprit. Shading with yellow, it requires, like... Actually, hold on. I can pull up something. I do have something I can pull up that has yellow shading that I probably haven't shown. I'll pull it up. Alright, where are you? Where are you? Backlog? Nope. Did I put it in posted without posting it? Yes, I did. Of course I did. Yeah. Probably something I haven't shown. But this is, like, the most yellow shading you'll get. And they're mostly just yellow highlights. What's fun here is you get to see the messiness. It's half messy, half okay. Wow, Apple. Yeah. That one's old. I haven't touched that in a while. Again, there's some, I probably won't finish this in stream today. Or at all in stream. The full finished product of, all the Patreon art will be on Patreon, of course. You basically get to see part of the process, and I do the rest on my own. I am also recording time lapses for, all of these, and those are also available on Patreon. I also do commissions if anyone's interested. But, yep. It's quiet, quiet otherwise today. Wow, it's already been 50 minutes. Alright. Very focused. Kind of not listening to the lines here because I'm just gonna enlarge it later. Oops. Purposely doing this because I don't feel like editing the line art. $7 hours and 10. I'm not going for 8 hours. Wow. I don't know what a subathon is. Twitch full-time? No, I don't. No, 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 no. No subathon. I don't want a full-time Twitch job. Please and thank you. Kind of red. That red's fine. Or is it maybe darker? Because I've already got a bright red. Yeah, it's probably good. When people subscribe on Twitch, the stream length increases. That's a subathon. Wow. That sounds terrible. I think I will not do that. Not now, at least. Oh, wow. I don't even think that's possible, actually, right now. It would last like 2 minutes. A 2-minute subathon. We need emotes. That's not a bad idea, drawing a small Absol for each Twitch subscriber. I was drawing a box of Absols, actually, at some point. That's also a sketch in my files somewhere. Does this work? Does this even show up? Does that work? Did that send anything? Why am I yellow? Why am I blue on my stream? Why am I... I was red the other day. Why am I... I'm different. Okay, alright. Abel. I see I said Abel. I know. I could do mini sketches for, every sub later. Not now, though. Absolutely not now. I'm so... I wanna at least do every type of stream before I start coming up with new ideas. Hi, hello, person. Hello. Hi, person. Hi. Yeah. I apologize if I don't remember exactly who you are. But you are a person. Oh, I'm not even the same color on everyone else's end? Interesting. That's kind of lame. Am I missing anything? Oh, right. These things. These are red. Because they just are. Okay, so then sometimes I like throw on a so sometimes I flashbang myself and then I turn on the color layer and I go, okay, what shades stand out, which ones don't? There's some exceptions to like this area, which is like the red here clearly stands out whenever it's not grayscale. That's an exception and to the using the coloring thing, the color layer to identify your values. I think I want to separate my values a bit more, so I'm gonna like toss some. I'm gonna stare a bit. I'm gonna look at this, I'm gonna darken it. Absol has one wing hand for making one singular big middle finger and nothing else. 2 would be overkill. Then it's not unique or special. I think I will keep the colors as is, actually. On second thought. Okay, so here I usually just go linear burn or multiply whenever I feel like doing. Not color burn, linear burn. And I'll like lock the pixels so it doesn't do anything, and then I'll play around with colors and look at the line art color. Bright red, you get some red edges. Dark red, it's mostly dark. You do blue, you get weird contrast with the red hand, but interesting stuff everywhere else. You could also do pink. I kind of just do what feels right here. Nothing crazy. I'm feeling I think dark red though. So I'll do dark red. Then I like to toss everything in a folder. And then I grab a layer, and then I clip the layer to the folder, and I go multiply. And then I toss, I don't know, some random color, and it's darker now. And this is where it's like slightly interesting, because now I start to actually bring depth to the drawing. So I start erasing stuff. I'm gonna try something here and try to use a soft hard eraser. So it has soft edges, but a hard area. And basically I'm just gonna define the light source. I think I want red backlighting though, or red ambient. Wow, red ambulance. Red ambient. Oh my god, ambient lighting. Wow. So I'm gonna probably. Do I want red ambient lighting? Hmm. I might also just do subtle lighting. I'm not really sure. I think I'll start with mostly. I'll try doing lighting going from this way. So the edges of the hat. You also get the front here, because that's where the sun would hit. Might hit a little bit here, maybe not. Probably wouldn't hit this area, so I'm not going to shade that. I'll do the edge, though. Then it hits this area. Part of the horn. Top of the hat. Get some of the hair. Probably majority of the top half here, and then a little bit there, and then nothing. And then most of the face is in shadow, so I'll just move on to the back. The big hand in the back. Try to have edge lighting on the back of the weird hair fingers. Because the hair fingers are weird like that. I don't know what to... I mean, they're made of hair. Has anyone seen the hand without the, like unraveled? It's weird. Demon hand. Yeah, so ambient light just doesn't matter yet. I just basically do where the main light source is and erase from there. It's hair. I believe the description says hair. I could be bullshitting, but I don't know. It gets weird and thin when it's unraveled. Okay, what was I doing back here? I believe this was bright because this is the back. So this little section here is the back, so it's gonna get... So that's gonna be lighter. Plus it's easier to see now, you can tell a bit more easily. This gold will have light on it. Part of the chest will have light on it. Part of this probably has light on it too, but not as much. Double Absol. Depsol. I'm moving to the back here because I just kind of want to see what the lighting looks like on the back. I don't know what to call the things that hang off of the suit, but the suit spikes, I guess. I don't really know what to call them. I can already tell I don't really like how dark it is, so I'll probably end up editing this section right here to be lighter. But the point is, I'm trying to get the shadows down. The actual balance does not matter yet. Just kind of work and get the light here. Just focusing on placement. The tails, is that what it's called? Is that what the ends of the suit on the chest are called? The tails of the suit? I don't know if... I don't know. Like, I just don't know. Part of the back here does get the light too, because I want the light source specifically coming from behind the back, but a little on the front, so just a little bit. Coattails? Is that actually what it's called? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so... I don't remember why I need that information, but thank you. I've learned something new. They're called coattails. Shoulder part won't get any light because it's covered by both this arm right here going up against the hair and, well, the hair. But below it will. At least partially. Oh, loading. Okay, here we go. Yeah. And the hair down here will get a little bit. This spike probably gets it too. Just partially. I don't think the spike here gets much shade. It's probably still in shadows, so... yeah, it's gonna stay in shadows. The back leg here probably gets lighting back here, like on the back of the leg. But, maybe a little bit there. But I think for the most part, this one is, covered by the leg on the right here, this one. A bit on the toe. Or on the back, actually. Yeah. And then it doesn't really look like much here, but if you, what I do here is if I want to change it, I'll select this layer that selects all the shadows. I'll invert it, create another layer, I don't know, like glow. Make sure it's clipped, and then I can just adjust the lighting with this. And then it ends up looking a lot more shaded. More like an actual light source. Usually I'll change the color of the glow, though, to like, I don't know, yellow. And you get like a bright orange. You can also edit like parts of it as well. If you don't want like that super bright yellow color, you can just like lower that. It's already locked, so I can't leave the edge. And then I'll go to, I don't know, blue. Put blue around, and you just start editing the colors from there, and it looks... You can really just mess around until you get the look you want. What I actually want to do here is figure out what kind of color contrast I want to play with. I think I want to do red lighting. So that usually means you want to go with like a cooler light color. Maybe not bright blue, but nothing, yeah, something more neutral or something works here. Cool color, neutral, cool color. Have I eaten? Yeah, I ate like 30 minutes before the stream started. I had like rice and fried pork and broccoli and stuff. I'm good. I ate. Oh, and oranges. Have you eaten? I'll pick up my water bottle. Wonderful. I recommend making sure you eat. It's important to stay full, or not hungry. I'm not exactly sure what I want the lighting to be yet, so what I usually do in that situation is I just kind of go and start the backlight and start playing with it afterwards. So I'll select the multiply layer, which is the shading layer, where all the dark color is. And then I'll create another layer and just kind of like add glow, color, dodge. Doesn't really matter as long as it's multiplying lightness or, you know, additive on lightness, because then I can start adding the lighter color. I wanted to go with red, so I'll start using a red color. Excuse me. Excuse me. I'll start using a light color immediately. Intense, so I'll just turn it down a little bit, or it doesn't really matter what I turn down. I could turn down the color and it'll be less intense. I could also turn down the opacity of the layer and it'll be less intense. It does not really matter. You can change it pretty easy. My music keeps stopping. Stop it. Annoying. Okay. So essentially what I'm doing here is ambient lighting, and ambient lighting is a little... It probably sounds intimidating, but really all it is the color that's being reflected everywhere else. So you get the sky, you know, like the sky is blue. Yeah, I know this is more based on yeah, most of my techniques are just based on staring at stuff constantly. Yeah, don't worry, you can just listen to it anyway. You don't have to be this far to understand it, or at least think about it. It's fine. But yeah, you know how the sky is blue? If you take like a photo of anything, like literally anything with the sky, like outside, and the sky's like clear and you can see then the blue, like it's just like it's clear, it's very obviously blue. If you isolate the shadows from the light, or you just look at the shadows or anything that's blocking the sun's direct light from hitting it. The color that usually stands out is a slight blue version of whatever is in the shadows. So it's basically just like it's reflecting the environment's dominant color. That would mean that having like red ambient lighting implies that most of the environment around something is red. I don't know if that's a simpler way to explain it. The red sun over paradise. Oh, now I want to put on a Rising OST, but that's like way too much for me right now. It's awesome, but I don't know if that fits anything we're doing right now. Actually, frequently I put on some insane music. I'm putting on calm stuff specifically so I can focus. But usually I put on, like, a shit like Metal Gear Rising. I don't think I want to put on no, I don't want to put on anything too loud because then I can't hear myself and I can't focus on anything but the music. The most I'll do is, like, cheerful battle music from Pokemon or something, or anything else. Other things are distracting. I do want to play Metal Gear Rising on stream. That is a great idea. That is something I would totally do. I don't own the game, as usual, but I really liked when I did play it. That one time I did get to play it. So, I'd totally play it. It's alright if you don't understand everything I said. You can rewatch it, or you can, like... I'll definitely repeat it at some point, for sure. You also don't have to understand it at all right away, so just don't stress about it. I'll work on also making it more concise. Part of why I wanted to stream is because I wanted to practice speaking, so... yeah. Or explaining. An audience really helps for that. Because then you get feedback directly. Especially when, like, the views drop, or they rise, or they stay consistent, or any other of that information. It's useful for everything else. What's funny about backseating is I will ignore you if I don't feel like listening to it. It's really easy to ignore people, actually, believe it or not. Especially when they're not in your ear and only on the screen on a tab that I don't have to look at. Although I don't know if I have a problem with backs. I don't think I do. I don't know. I just don't know. I'm also bad at video games, so backseating might be a benefit for me, who knows? Yeah, from what I recall, Metal Gear Rising was pretty straightforward. Where you don't want any lighting at all is usually, so I believe it's called ambient occlusion, which is basically, or maybe not occlusion, maybe not. What's it called? But basically, I don't know what's actually the actual term for it is. I don't remember, so I'm not gonna pretend I know. But there is usually where there's like crevices or places that objectively can't have light reflecting into it. Those are places you don't want any light at all, including ambient light. With practice, you'll get a feel of what that exactly is by just keeping the rules in mind. At first, you kind of just need to like directly remember it. That's the same for everything, though. Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, you don't want light in places there can't be light. That's I mean, it sounds obvious, but a lot of people, I feel like, forget to actually like include that when they start adding different types of lighting. Depends on exactly how you learn to draw, I guess. The way you learn actually defines your style more than anything. Also, what you want to do. So the way you learn plus what you want to do. In fact, the way people go about learning is extremely important to, well, what they find easy and stuff, too. It's very, very neat. Oh, another, like, silent rule is, generally, when it comes to adding, like, backlight or, ambient light, when you get near the edge of the light source, like, you know how I already did the sun, or the main light source, and it's a lot brighter? You notice how I'm avoiding adding ambient light there? That's on purpose, because it just looks better. From, like, it just I don't even know if it actually makes sense. I don't think it does. It just looks better. Some choices are purely like, oh, does this look better? Rather than thought out or make sense. Kind of the point of the whole art side. As long as we're not being weird in the chat. Shaggier? Yeah, it looks kind of... So, the model looks kind of smooth. It's got, like, that smoothness to it, and I'm like... I don't know. I don't want the smoothness, so I didn't do the smoothness. It's smaller, for sure. The 3 Megapixel Z's model is smaller than I think Megapixel. I wouldn't say it doesn't fit. I think the skinniness and the skinniness and the bones, the whole ghost aspect makes sense. It's more of a personal choice for me, but I think it makes sense. It is like a ghost type, and the tail is totally meant to resemble like a bone version of the Mega Absol tail. Here where the this song's kind of loud. Hold on. What else do we have? That's fine. Yeah, Unite outfits are called HoloWear. So, hologram clothing. It's fair that you don't know. It's not really exactly common knowledge, and nobody. I mean, you're like, oh, it's HoloWear. That's a name, all right. But if you think, yeah. Big puffy shoulder. Another thing to keep in mind is form, and having forms be visible. Before I had the ambient lighting, you'll probably notice that it was extremely hard to tell exactly what's going on in the center. It just kind of looks dark, right? So when you add the ambient lighting, you start to see the form a bit more. What I'm likely to do is increase the lighting around the middle part, so you can see like the suit better, and it's more separated from the legs. Another part that's more artistic rather than logical. Yeah, believe it or not, I don't know if anyone knows this about me, but I don't really like the Pokemon games as much anymore. I can enjoy them. They're still, like, games. But I prefer, like, narrative games, games with, like, stories and stuff. And Pokemon just doesn't have a strong story when you put it up against other games. So I prefer, my favorite games are the Mystery Dungeon series. Their stories are also not extremely strong, but they are there at least, and they're decent, especially as a kid. They're great for children and stuff. In terms of like not being too complicated, I mean, as an adult, you should still be able to enjoy them, especially if you grew up with them. I'm just explaining the complexity of a story being more enjoyable, or more easy for kids to digest. Yeah, I think I stopped playing mainline games on when I got Sun and Moon as well. No, I played Scarlet and Violet. What am I talking about? Although I didn't really, I don't know, I didn't. That game is an eyesore. I'm sorry. Something I really care about is visuals, and that game just, it's not, that I can't look at it. You have a game about, you have a game that's, or a series that's surrounded around marketing these cool creatures, and you have the worst visuals on the planet in a game, and I'm like, what? Why would you, why? 13 million for your game and 20 million for the Super Bowl commercial. That's how it is with Pokemon. Cause screw you. We don't like our fans. I'd like Gen 5 if Absol was obtainable in the first 10 minutes of the game. I'm joking, I like Gen 5. It was good. Oh, also, I'm playing Mystery Dungeon DX first, because with DX around, there's no point in playing Red Rescue Team or Blue Rescue Team, honestly. And also, Absol's in that one, so it's, like, really cool. Also, if you played it, it's basically Red Rescue Team, or whatever, Blue Rescue Team, without, like, it's just quality of life version of that game, plus 3D, plus the style's very cute. Yeah, they're still enjoyable, despite being, I don't know, it's just, Pokemon games are complicated in terms of, yes, we like them, yes, we like the Pokemon, they're also the monopoly on good creature designs. um, so, um, yeah. Complicated relationship with Pokemon. I don't know if I want to talk about Palworld. Palworld's complicated. The designs piss me off. The gameplay is good. And the character creator pisses me off. I'm a very big stickler, whatever, for designs. And also, you can really tell when something doesn't actually have thought put into it. And I'm pretty damn sure the designs did not have much thought put into it. You look at all those details and you're like, what the hell is that supposed to do? Is that just clutter? Most of the time it's clutter. Okay. Well, I don't really like cluttered designs that much. You know when people like put a bunch of stuff on a design because it fills in the design? I don't like that at all. I don't do that at all. Nope. It has to make sense for me to add it. So that's the ambient light. If I take off the liner, it starts to actually look like a proper form without any without any light, any lines. At this point, I can pretty much go and color it, and it'll be done, and it'll look great. But I'm not going to do that because I want to edit some colors here. For example, the red. I'm going to lock the pixels again, and I'm going to add a brighter red where I want to add red. So, here. Actually, I'm going to turn off the lock pixels for a bit. Because now my brush will start behaving in a way I want, since I've already got stuff down. This brush usually, it can apply colors very quickly, unless there's a color already underneath it, in which it mixes, and I like whenever a brush takes a lot of effort to mix, because then I have a lot of control over it. So, it's a conditional brush. Okay, what are we talking about here? I zoned out for a bit. I'm just trying to raid stuff. Oh, the filter on the ZA Mega, or a filter on the Megas in ZA? Yeah. I wish the filter didn't, I wish the filter was, like, on during battles, but, like, off whenever I need to take a photo. Okay, like, it's just, like, glowing, and I'm like, I'm just trying to take a photo, and my Pokemon's glowing, it's radioactive for whatever reason. Oh, have I don't think I mentioned it, but I have a project plan for patrons. After I finish the series of Absols here, what I want to start doing is 1 or 2 artworks a month, featuring, like, a full background and, like, landscape and stuff, suited to a single Mega Pokemon. It'll just go on for... It'll be, like, every single Mega individually until I get... Either I get tired or I complete them all. But the goal is, like, I'll eventually have enough time to be able to work on it more and more, and then I'll be able to do 2 a month, or 3 a month, or 4 a month. I probably can't do more than 4 a month without, I don't know, burning myself out. But, right now, it looks like I could do 1 a month with everything else. After these Absols, of course. Yeah, I just want to, like, HD artwork to practice my, backgrounds. Oh, you want to know about the character? Yeah, so her name is, Likey. There's lore for that I haven't really exposed. She is based on the Baize, which is what Absol's based on. That's kind of the approach for the design. I just kind of was like, okay, well, I want a character that looks kind of like Absol, but I don't want it to be Absol. What is Absol based on? The Baize. Okay, let's look into it. Okay, that thing's a creature of knowledge and, what else? Of knowledge and, like, observation. It's pretty neutral towards things, okay? And it has weird growths. So I was like, okay, well, incorporate asymmetry and stuff like that. And that's how I ended up with something that looks like Absol, but isn't even based on Absol. Not necessarily. Does she change into her second form willingly? Yes. Completely willingly. But there's also more nuance to that. I would rather explain when I have a better idea of exactly what I want to do. But the general answer is yes. She does change into the form willingly. You're asking me if I can do Mega Deontay first for the Patreon stuff? I don't know what I'm doing I don't even know what I don't know. I'm probably gonna end up doing my favorites first, which is Tatsugiri, even though the Mega kind of sucks. Meowstic, Latias and Latios. Both Absols. Pidgeot. And then we'll see what happens after that. Or maybe I'll do a random one like any of the other ones, like, Dragalge or something. She's not vicious at all, actually. That was a lie. The finished drawings for... Oh, okay, yeah, so for the big backgrounds that I want to do, the big single Mega Evolution pieces, they'll get early access on Patreon as well. The time lapses are Patreon exclusive. I don't know how long it'll be gatekept. Like, this is all that's stuff I'm gonna decide in March, not now. Shay, I know what you're talking about. Probably. You would probably get a more human reaction. Isn't this the loud one again? Oh. Okay, so my music kind of... Okay, so it went out of the playlist. Alright, hold on. I have to go, I have to go find more music. What do we want? What do we want to listen to? That isn't, like, blaring loud. Metal Gear Rising. Not that. Any music request? Chrono Trigger. Oh, that's a great one. Hold on, actually. What song do I have on my playlist? I know I have a Chrono Trigger song on my playlist somewhere. Hold on. I'm lying. That's crazy. I'm lying. I can't find it. Oh, I remember this playlist. I'll do the piano covers. Yeah. 30 minutes. I'll loop it. Nice. I don't know the Pizza Tower OST. Ruby is too loud. We're doing Chrono Trigger. Because I know it. I know Ruby has some slow ones, I just don't remember exactly which is which, and I don't really want to... So I'll sort it out later. I don't have time to sort out a playlist and make sure it's, you know, not gonna destroy everything. My mouth is getting exceptionally dry. Wow. Sorry about that. Okay. I haven't heard Okami, but Okami, but I do believe you. I do believe it does have some calm tracks. Devil May Cry. I'm not gonna answer that because you already know. You already know that's insane. Okay, so I finished the backlighting here. I'm pretty satisfied with it. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to add, if you want to see, I'm going to add another layer. I'll do something like overlay. Overlay is basically... It's like the neutral version of multiply and glowing, or color dodge. Oh, wow. Okay. I'll need to drink more water next time. I guess I wasn't expecting to speak too much. And what you do here is, what I'm basically going to do here is going to add some sort of saturation between the dark and the light here. I'm sure you've seen this in other artworks where they usually add a color right on the edge of the shadow and the light. I don't know what it's called, but I know it's a thing. Or was it subsurface scattering? Something like that. I'm usually very hydrated. I'm not used to talking this much. Might be a little loud. Let me turn it down a little bit. Oh, I can't. Why is it loud? Whatever. What do I think of Freddy Fazbear being removed from Fanta? I don't really care because I got a Fanta bear already. So, I'm happy. The terms really, I don't know if terms matter for anything except for explaining. You don't need to know the terms necessarily, just the concept behind them unless you want to explain. Or perhaps it's easier if you sort it in your head. Not for me, it makes it, I guess it's also easier to search up information on it. I don't know what color I want to use here. Maybe blue? Deep blue? Deep blue, right here. Right on the edge. Yeah, this dry throat thing doesn't usually actually happen ever, so I'm suspecting it's exclusively because I'm talking a lot right now. I don't really voice call much, not as much as I used to. Prefer to be isolated in my thoughts. No, I prefer to just, like, work in silence or silently work with people or stuff like that now. Yeah, the other thing this does is it kind of increases the contrast, which is a little strong in some places, so I might try to control it a little bit, because I don't want it to, because since it increases the contrast, I want to make sure it's doing it in places that draw attention and not everywhere, because then it won't draw attention properly or just draw attention everywhere. Contrast is where it kind of actually brings your eye to certain places. The viewer's eye. Controlling its position really matters. Which is why I don't like this, and I'm going to restart the overlay here a little bit on the hand. Kinda think it's too much here. Maybe I'll do a... what does this look like? I wonder if pink works here, actually. Pink is nice on the red. Yeah, I think I'll add a bit more blue to the specifically Absol's red portions. And then continue adding blue everywhere else, especially on the horns and the hair. It's gonna look good here. Oh, this guy has a life. He's going to the gym and he's getting food. Ugh. Ugh. Make fun of him. He has a life. Do it. You, life haver. Couldn't imagine going to the yeah, exactly. I'm fully joking. Probably. How dare you make good decisions? How dare you? Bro touches grass. I think he's already gone and now we're just... It's fine, he's okay with it. Surely. Surely. He should be okay with it. If he's not okay with it, shit, but I think he is. What? You saw a tank top a couple days ago that said Jim Shala on it with okay. That's alright. Okay. That's a choice. Always remember that these are choices people make. There is a conscious mind behind that. Not only the person who bought the shirt, but the person who made the shirt. So I've added an overlay here, and it kind of like makes it blue in places. And that's pretty cool. I really like this part of the coloring process because I just kind of like toss the colors, and if this part of the process looks good, usually the ending looks immaculate. My processes don't always look this clean. So, lucky, I guess. I hope they're gonna be useful. I hope what I'm doing is useful. I don't want to be. I mean, that's the point of these ones. The point of Tuesday is to be more interactive directly with the art. This is exclusively when I'm drawing here. Today, Patreon piece, you're just basically here to listen or ask questions. But Tuesday, you get to actually influence what I do. Make decisions that actually impact the rest of the future of the channel and stuff. A Red should not be asleep. Like, ever. He shouldn't be allowed to sleep. I realize no one knows who Red is, but he's a guy, he's a friend, and he's Red. And he's Australian, so we should bully him for being Australian. Specifically for that reason. I don't think everyone knows who Red is, so that's why I'm just saying it. 36 followers to goal. I got 8 followers today. That's pretty cool. That makes me happy. Okay, so it's blue now. Now what? Turn on the color layer, look at where my eyes are drawn. They're kind of drawn to the hand. They aren't really drawn to the eye. So I do want to draw more attention to the eye, so I'm going to turn off this layer and I'm going to try and brighten up the eye a little bit using a red color. Shay, wait, I'm going 6, 7. Yeah, whatever. 6, 7 followers. I don't really like that. Let's try that again. Okay. So this is dark. I can make specifically the eye part, the iris lighter. And then also the pupil because, well, pupil is supposed to glow. Goodbye. I'm glad you're distracted. That's a good sign. For me, not you. We want white. Maybe. Yeah, usually I'm just good to go here, but sometimes I'll just play around some more because playing around is fun. For example, kind of want some shine stuff or sleek shininess, so I'll just like add something here, just a little white. Or maybe lower down, or maybe higher up. Probably leading is actually good to the eyes, so just have it kind of lead to the eye, so there. And the claws themselves, it'll glow. Kind of freaky. I think voicing the process is actually helping me too. It's kind of silly. Oops. It's my alarm. I apologize. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to disable that alarm. It's kind of pointless at this point anyway. It was for something that doesn't matter anymore. Alarm of doom and despair. I'm just adding shining stuff now. Just reflections. A bit more of a wide reflection here. Back to the claws. What do I think is important for improvement with sketching? It depends what you want to improve with sketching. Speed, accuracy, cleanliness. You know, how people do scratchy lines versus longer lines. It just depends on what you want to improve with sketching exactly. I'm kind of asking what you want to get good at exactly. Unless you're still typing, I'm not really familiar with the delay yet. I'd say I don't mind it. Yeah, messy, yeah. I've always never really cared too much about the mess. I think I cleaned it up only at one point. You do want to improve accuracy and speed. Okay, so speed, speed improves with, what Hazy there said. Practicing muscle memory. Speed is just muscle memory for, like, shapes. Accuracy is about understanding the shapes and being able to draw them from multiple angles. If you know how to draw a sphere, an oval, a cylinder, a square, and a triangle from multiple angles, you essentially know how to draw almost anything. As long as you actually, like, understand their form in multiple spaces, because everything is made up of those forms. It's just kind of like merged together, molding together, like melted together versions of those shapes. Or like drawing a plane in 3D, as in like a flat plane, like a paper. Those kind of planes. Yeah. So I would say, yeah, get familiar with your forms, and then if you want for accuracy, and if you want speed, just practice a lot. For sketching, at least. Speed, when it comes to coloring and stuff, is more about process than familiarity. Like, you need to get familiar with the process, but you also need to understand your process. So, yeah, it's not the same rule across everything. Yeah, so, yeah, about shading and just understanding where shadows go and stuff, it's, I usually, like, think back to diagrams where they're showing the light hitting something. Putting stuff in 3D environments like Blender and then looking at the light source hitting the object is a good way to practice as well. It's also easier when you understand the 3D forms you're working with. What exactly is, yeah, it's a lot. You also need to think of, lighting from the perspective of... Okay. There's multiple ways to do it. I think the way I was about to explain it is a little complicated. So... yeah. Lighting requires probably something closer to those diagrams. and referencing. What was I doing? I was doing something. I think I was doing reflections here, so I'll just add more to the fur here. I see you're trying to distinguish perspective and form from each other, but perspective and form are they're not exclusive. They kind of relate to each other. Form in perspective is what you wanna is kind of just, you can't really do perspective if you don't understand the form. It's just kind of how it is. You can learn perspective on, like, typically, I think when I first learned perspective, they made you work with boxes, and that's because boxes are mathematically able. You can calculate them and use a simple process for them. But you actually still need to know what a box looks like. And then applying the perspective to that object is... You know how if you're going to apply perspective to an oval, I don't think most people even can begin to explain that to you. But you can explain how to draw an oval in 3D pretty easily, in general. Yeah, practicing shapes and understanding form is what you, yeah, pretty much. Like, you wouldn't want to make someone draw an oval in perspective. They wouldn't be able to without knowing what an oval looks like in 3D in general. Okay, I think I'm just delaying the inevitable here, but what I basically do now is I grab another folder, I toss all the shading layer in here, it looks amazing, and then I clip it, toss it in there. Actually, I don't clip it, that's a lie. Then I collapse the folder, and what I do here is I duplicate it, and that is the only time you'll see multiple, with that many layers at once, because what I'm gonna do next is literally just merge everything. Because I'm evil like that. And since I'm evil like that, this is basically where this is pretty much when I stop doing all that planning stuff, and I just kind of go for it and smooth everything out. I really like to smooth it out. Huge fan of this part. This is the part where I just get to kind of like subconsciously make it look better. Blue highlights look cool. Yeah. That's a kind of like what is it? Fresh electrical feel. City feel. Nighttime. Almost. Or artificial lighting, that's it. That's what I'm looking for. Blue lighting is good for that. Oh yeah, also I merge the sketch in almost every time. When I don't, I usually have to do more work, which is funny, but true. So I'll merge the sketch in, typically. This is also the part of the process where I can correct a lot of things, or at least right after, or during. This is also where it just kind of goes and I do whatever when I want. I like not sticking to the process. It's really, I just prefer, after planning, it's just fun stuff for me. Leg. I feel more awake now, that's nice. Is anyone else drawing? Yeah, this is the ADHD part of the process. That's probably a good way to describe it. I'll still explain as best as I can because I am thinking, but it's definitely a bit scattered. You would not call it drawing? What are you doing? First message here and you're like, I would not call it drawing. What are you doing? The lines simply appear. Oh, okay. Got it. Understandable. They can be magical like that. He's rotating the apple really hard. Oh. Like that man with the pizza image, but the apple. The floating pizza image. Yeah, no spamming. What do you mean? You can't spam, even though your message was denied being sent. You're not allowed to spam it. Can't just do that. You're not allowed to speak. Actually, that's the moral of the story. Never try speaking again. How dare you use your fingers to communicate? That sounds dumb, never mind. Put it in a can't. This entire part of the process is just smoothing everything out, and it's wonderful. It's so wonderful. I think I told someone the other day, or yesterday, in the YouTube comment section or something, because someone decided to comment on there for some reason, that I used to use the mouse, and while I haven't used the mouse in years to draw, one of the habits that stuck for the mouse is I like to smooth everything out with a... That was basically the technique I learned while using a mouse that made the drawings look better, which is just smoothing everything out manually. And it just stuck. So if it's not the most effective, I don't really care. I enjoy it the most. I'm here for enjoyment. At least this part of the phase. To make more dynamic poses, you kind of need to keep in mind what draws the eye of a viewer, as well as understand, like, you know, forms, as I said before, or was talking about. Because then you can draw anything at any angle, and you just need to imagine it and then draw it. And then also there's techniques like line of action or stuff like that, but that's pretty much a line of action is like a simple way of saying draw the eye of your viewer. Pretty much. Usually you only want a few or simpler ways to draw the eye of the viewer, or everything is, or you want a bunch of parts of the drawing to work together to draw the eyes of the viewer rather than 1 million different directions. I frankly don't really keep the entire canvas in mind. I just kind of draw and I'm like, okay, does that fit? Nope. Oh well. You can also shrink and change the canvas. Well, I didn't really show my sketching process exactly. I just kind of already have a bunch of these sketches ready for Patreon. There are actually there's like 5 other sketches on Patreon of these Absols I'm working on. Anyway, but they're done ahead of time, and I don't exactly it's not as clean. It's not that clean. I just typically try stuff, and if it doesn't look good, I restart. Try something else, and I just keep trying until it looks like something I want, or at least passable. I don't like relying on time. I kind of like to... It's an active thinking thing, right? You're actively focusing on trying to do something to make it better. There's a... Just relying on time is like, oh, time will practice, or we'll do this, and well, I mean, it's a practice is good for muscle memory, but that's what it's good for. It's not good for learning new things afterwards. Learning new things requires introducing new concepts and keeping them in mind. And then until it becomes muscle memory. Are the tutorials I recommend? A lot of the ones. Those step-by-step tutorials do not work most of the time. I feel like those are the step-by-step tutorials are kind of like the practical of here's what I physically do, rather than why do I do it. And I've always found that why do I do it sticks a lot more in people's heads than here's the process. You know, a process comes from the why. If you just show someone the process, it's not going to stick. Not as easily. So if you want tutorials that are good, there's let's see. There's some fundamentals you want to learn. You want to focus on understanding the fundamentals. I think if you look up like art fundamentals, they'll explain to you what the fundamentals are, and then from there you can go down and excuse me. You can keep looking, you can like look up those fundamental terms that you were just taught and then find tutorials on those that explain them. If you can explain something to someone, you've probably learned it. Yeah. I think you can follow I remember following like crystal tutorials for the Mega Absol piece I made last year, where it's like do this, do that, and do that, and then you get this, and I'm like, all right, and so I did it, and it looked great, but I can't tell you for the life of me exactly how to replicate it. It just doesn't stick. Yeah. I think Proko is pretty good. I haven't used art tutorials in a long time. I typically don't look at them because I've used animation tutorials though. Most animation tutorials are good. But yeah, you could probably look at Proko. You first do this, and then you do this, and then you do that. Why do you do that? Why? If you don't know why, you can't apply it to anything else properly. Actually, what's funny is that's exactly why I struggled in, No, it's kind of why I hated school. Nobody knows what they're talking about. At least nobody in my school. They just kind of were like, oh, here's the curriculum, swallow it. And I'm like, okay. If you say so. And then I didn't do it because I didn't get it. And now I get it on my own because I understand it's, yeah, it's just annoying. Yeah, the teachers who just don't understand exactly what they're teaching. I remember having like a history teacher at one point who was awesome and understand what she was talking about, and I actually got good grades in that class, and then she went on leave forever. And then I got no good grades ever again except for math. I went to like a poorish public school, so I mean, It makes sense, right? Schools suck there. I remember that they had to bring trailers in actually at some point to teach it at, like, trailers on the yard. That was weird. Trailer park's classroom. Actually, specifically, the history teacher got pregnant. It was like serious. I think I literally thought, like, seriously, why are you in my year? In the first year I have you? Really? It was awful. I never liked. I liked, like, one of my English teachers. Every other one was like insane. Yeah, insane is the right word. Do I use a specific version? I use the full. Well, I mean, it says Clip Studio Paint EX at the top. I guess that's the one I use. I think I use the full version. I don't have a license, though, because I don't really want to keep paying for Clip Studio Paint, just the you know, whatever the $200 version is. I paid like $100 for it when it was on sale. I don't know the difference between Pro and EX, honestly. If EX is meant for animation, then I would assume Pro is what you want. I also don't know if Pro is missing the 3D integrations that EX has. Because there's a lot of 3D stuff that Clip Studio has, and I don't know exactly what's exclusive for what. The 3D integrations, like getting the model out and stuff. That might be something you'd be interested in for, you know, referencing and poses. do I draw? I forgot. Just kidding. I'm gonna grab the red here. Just want to add more color, or more of an obvious bend. I already ruined it, what the hell? Just kidding. It's all okay. It's all good. It's always all good. You know, I thought it would take longer for me to get cozy, but I'm frankly kind of cozy. Very comfy. It's kind of nice. Actually, I was tense before, and I was sleepier before. Now I'm not as tense, I'm cozy, and I'm not sleepy, so... I don't know. I don't know, Shay. I don't know about that one. I don't think I want to be tense maxing or whatever. I should have said that. Never mind. I regret saying that immediately. Like, immediately. You'll sleep in 2 hours, I'll sleep in 1. I bet I can fall asleep faster than you can. Joke's on you, I have a shotgun. What the hell? I don't know if that's sleeping, man. It's not, I don't know if it's sleeping forever. I think that's just, sleeping's a little more peaceful than that. It's just kind of like, it's just done. Does sleep imply the act of waking up? Or is it separate? Would a coma count as sleep? I don't know. I don't really think you're resting. If you put your computer in sleep mode forever, does that count as sleep? Then what counts as sleep? If a computer can't sleep, then what qualifies as sleep? Resting for recovery? Then I guess sleep mode wouldn't be really recovery. And nor would shooting yourself with a shotgun or anyone else. Frankly. Eggplant. Insightful commentary. If you turn off and turn on a computer again, is that resurrection? No, because computers can die, and powering off is not usually considered death by a computer. For a computer. This is certainly a conversation. We got philosophy at an art stream. I would not have it any other way. So, yeah. It's stupid, but, like, not really, but, like, definitely stupid, but a little bit. It's awesome, actually. You know what? Yeah, it's awesome. I think this is 3 conversations in a trench coat. Probably. Pretty awesome. Yeah, so, what was I gonna do? Right, probably gonna... I'll be posting the full piece, of what I'm working on Patreon, if anyone wants to, like, see it early. Otherwise, it'll come out in, like, late March. The time-lapses are always exclusive to Patreon, unless I just feel like posting them, but I haven't felt like posting them yet. And regardless, I think I have an internal guide that says wait 6 months anyway, so time-lapses are basically exclusive, if you want to see those. The finishing touches will probably not be included on this stream, and those are pretty important, because they're usually, you know, what makes everything look extra clean. Late munch? Late March, late munch. I love munching, munchuary. I'm gonna actually smooth this area manually with the blend tool. Yeah. And then I'm gonna do it again because I hate this. Yeah. Nice. Munchtember, Munchtober, Munchember, Munchuary, Muntrel, Muh, just Muh. You were born in Munchtember. Pretty awesome. I was born in Munchest. Maugust. Never mind, that's awful. Fucking Maugust. Gonna shower max and munch max after this. Yeah, alright. Very important information. Shared for the whole class. Moon. Wait, no, that's just moon. Munchun. That's dumb. Never mind. You can't. Give up. It's not real. The June isn't real anyway. It's not a real month. All people born in June are just gone now. They don't exist. Not real people. Hope you're not born in June. They probably deserve it. Alright. You got personal beef with June people? Oh, you were born in June? Okay, then June, then you definitely deserve it. Absolutely. Munchun, it's like 2 syllables. June is 1. It sounds silly. And I don't tolerate silly around here. Munuary. I don't know why I blocked that, but I approved it. I'm not gonna repeat it because I don't know what it means, but I know it wasn't malicious, so I don't care. Is Shay still here? Yeah, he's still here. You're not gonna believe this, Shay. We're almost at the goal. We're gonna be at the goal soon. I hope it happens off stream. The joke will, die. I don't want to acknowledge it. The follower goal, I don't want to acknowledge it. You're gonna be my most loyal follower? That's pretty awesome. Most loyal until the joke is over. Then just gone. Oh my god, did we reach it? Oh, we reached it. That's a miserable. No, that's miserable. God, I should have said anything. I should just let it die. We got 67 followers. Yay. Woohoo. How awesome is that? It's nice, but I still want to kill you. Lightly attack, I mean. That's what I meant to say. Lightly pester. Yes. No, I don't want you to hit- No, oh my god, okay. Oh my goodness. No, I'm ignoring it this time. We're not unfollowing, refollowing, so I keep hitting 6, 7 followers. I'm not doing it. Nope. Can't make me. Pain. Yeah, same. I banned the person who made me reach the goal in celebration. Alright, Hiss, you're the one who did it the last time, so you're getting banned. Goodbye. Bye-bye. Are you going? No, I'm just kidding. I don't even know how to ban. Actually, I do, but, I don't feel like it. Shay, if I ban anyone mentioning anything but Absol, you get banned. Because you keep mentioning 6-7. So I have to ban you. That's what that means. I don't know if you want me to ban you. You'll keep mentioning Masquerada, but that's not gonna help you. Oh, also, bald. I'm gonna make it bald. Tuesday, making it bald. I'm gonna take like 5 minutes out of the stream time just to draw Masquerada bald. That's it. Yeah, doing it. It's called Karma. I don't know what it's for, but it's Karma. You keep trying to send images in my chat? How could you? Okay, I'll make you be able to do it, but you have to pay every time. Owned. And it doesn't even warn you when you're about to pay. It's as soon as you try, it'll make you pay. It'll be awesome. I think it would be funny if I forgot to record. It'd be really funny. Although I have a setting that just links it to the stream button so it doesn't happen. It'd be funny. Because that's a brush, that's the brush shape. The reason my brush looks like that is literally because it's a brush shape. Evil? You think my brush shape is evil? It probably is. It's got more malicious intentions than I do. Dude, what's a shower? What do you mean most layers? By the end of it, or in total after, like, while I'm making it? Like, in total, like, excluding the merges, or you know, or just after, when I'm done. Total. I actually do make layers during this stage, and then I usually just do it to make a quick edit, then I merge. So I would say I use probably, or I make at least, like, I probably make, like, 30 plus layers. Whether I'm actually, like, using them for more than 2 seconds is a different story. Oh, it's 3. Okay. Well, that's a pretty good chunk of stuff done. Okay. So, as a reminder, full pieces on Patreon. All the links are in the Twitch profile. And yeah. Thank you for staying for so long. And I'm a little sad we hit 67 today, but great. Yeah, see you all on Tuesday. We'll be doing emotes. We'll be doing, or maybe emotes. We'll be doing banner stuff. Maybe even more thumbnail drawing. I drew a thumbnail for today's stream. Yep. So, see you then. Bye. Bye-bye.